Good morning, welcome to Xinhua Live. I'm Zhou Xuanyi with China's Xinhua News Agency. Right now we're at Pingtan County, southwest China's Guizhou province. Behind me is China's 500-meter Aperture Spherical radio telescope, also dubbed as the China Sky Eye. During its period of maintenance and examination, we got this opportunity to have a closer look at this largest telescope. FAST is a single-dish telescope with a diameter of half a kilometer and a receiving area equivalent to about 30 football fields. It is located in a naturally deep and round karst depression in southwest China's Guizhou province. Pre-research on the FAST project started in 1994. Its construction started in 2011 and was completed in 2016. It began formal operations in January 2020 after more than 3 years of test runs. Since then, the telescope has provided stable and reliable services. On March 31, 2021, China's FAST telescope officially opened to the world's scientists, drawing many scientists from abroad to submit observation applications. On March 31, 2021, China's FAST telescope officially opened to the world's scientists, drawing many scientists from abroad to submit observation applications. By using FAST, believed to be the world's most sensitive radio telescope, scientists identified over 600 new pulsars, greatly expanding people's understanding of the universe. How does the FAST telescope work and how advanced is it? Now we are going to visit the main structure of the FAST telescope and find out the answer. Right now we are standing on the main structure of the FAST telescope, and today we are very honored to have Yao Rui, the young researcher from the National Astronomical Observatory, Chinese Academy of Sciences, to join us. Miss Yao, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Yao Rui.
So please tell us more details about the construction of our FAST telescope.
Okay, our telescope was proposed in 1994 and we started to build it from 2011 and finish all the main structure in 2016. And after that, we started the commission of our telescope. We used about 15 months to commission our telescope, and to 2020 we passed the national acceptance.
It's quite a gigantic program. So what's the main part of our FAST telescope?
In our construction period, we always say that there are 4 structure systems in our telescope. One is the active reflector system, one is the fixed support system, and the feed and receiver system, and the measurement and control system. There are 4 main systems. But we always talk about the active reflect system and the support system, feed support system, as the main structure system.
So the feed support system is quite the brain of this system. You are the charger of the cabin. So what's your job specifically?
Yes, I started to research the feed support system since 2005 and focus on the parallel robots. FAST uses 2 parallel robots in the feed support system. One is the 6 cable-driven parallel robots to drive the feed cabin, you can see here, and to receive all the signals. And the other one is inside the feed cabin. It's a 6 region, the parallel robots, to control the feed receiver to receive all the signal precisely. That's 2 ones. So I was in charge in the feed support system about the feed cabin to design it and to know how to build it.
It's quite an important job for you to do that. And how do you spend your days as the charger of the cabin?
When we build the feed cabin, we always go down the
To the center part?
yes, to the center parts to see all the things go on, and we will talk about the things with our partners about what should we do today and what should we do next day, and every single things we should make sure during our construction period, and after that we will commission it. So that's part of our job, the mailing in the control center. We should to commission its control system to make sure its accuracy about the feed cabin.
Can you tell us more details about our pedals?
Okay, of course. We have a very brilliant idea to build an active reflector. We know that's the biggest radio telescope before we set up the fast is the Arecibo. So at first, when we proposed that we want to build a large radio telescope, someone said we will build a Arecibo type radio telescope. Yes, at first we thought maybe we can build like this, but Nanrendong and the other domestic scientists found a very interesting thing, that if we change about 300 meter aperture from a spherical shape to a paraboloid, if we find a very good focal region, the deformation between the spherical shape to the paraboloid is within 1 meter. That means if we have a way to change the shape from a spherical shape to the paraboloid, we will get a 300 meter paraboloid telescope. That will have a very high sensitivity. That's a very brilliant idea. And how can we build it? They thought a very good plan. What we stand is called the ring beam. It's a ring beam. Yes, the diameter of the ring beam is about 500 meter. And this one will support a large cable net. The cable net comprised more than 6,000 steel cables, and each cable is almost 11 meter length. When we get a very big cable net, that means we have many triangle mesh. The mesh shape is triangle, so we have many node of the cable net, and each cable node we have a down-tight cable. We connected the node to an actuator, and the actuator fit on the ground. That means if we use the actuator to drag the down-tight cable, we will change the shape of the cable net. Yes, and after we change the cable net, the panel on the cable net will change its shape from a spherical shape to paraboloid. That's we can get a 300 meter paraboloid telescope in real time.
Yes, through such a delicate project, we can change the paraboloid freely and to get the signals from the universe. It's quite an enormous project indeed. So my next question is about how do you conquer those difficulties during the construction? What gives you the courage to build such an enormous telescope?
Yes, there was many difficulty during our construction, and I thought that maybe the love. We love this project. We love what we did, and of course, Nanrendong and the domestic scientists, they have a very good, amazing idea to build this telescope, and we are very proud to be one of them to realize the idea to a real telescope. And we have many difficulty, including the steel cables that we overcome the many difficulty. I think because we love this project and we think this just like our baby. So we will overcome all the difficulty because of it. Yeah.
Because you love it, so you will devote yourself and your time to it, to protect it and to build it and maintain it.
Yeah.
Why do we choose Guizhou as the site of our FAST telescope?
Because we want to build a very large radio telescope, we need to find a place for it. And southwest of China has many karst pressure. That is a perfect site for a radio telescope because its drainage and all the water will go down to the underground. Yes, that will not have any safety problems. And also because there are very radio silence near this place. Just like you, when you listen to a music, you want to in a very silent place. That's the same. We want the radio silence place. Guizhou province was very good at the radio silence one, and the government gave many support for us to protect the environment. So within the 5 kilometers from the telescope, there will be a radio silence area. So no cell phone here. Yes, that will be very good for our telescope to detect more weak signal.
Yeah, it's the perfect place to the observation. So as we can see, there are 6 towers around our telescope. Why we built these 6 towers?
Yes, as we just talked about our active reflector, we can convert all the signal to the focal points. Then we need to put the feed receiver to this focal point to receive all the signals. Because the focal surface is very large, it's about 140 meters above the reflector and about 200 diameter around. So it's very big areas for the feed receiver to put on that point. So we use 6 cable to drive the feed cabin to go to the focal points. That we need to build 6 towers to support the cables. Yes.
Yeah, it's quite a strong support for the cabin. And so what's enormous effects and influence that we have bring to local people?
When we found the place, there are 12 families in this place. This place is called Dawodang. And there are 12 families that live here for a very long time. They don't have cell phone, they don't have the signals. So they was very poor live here. Of course, around here, many families here are not very rich. And after build that, will help them to get to the downtown. Yes, the government built a downtown for them. They have a very better life from this one. Also, because our telescope, more and more people will notice the astronomy and they like it. They want to know more and more about it. So our research results was published in such as Nature, Science, and many people notice it and very interested in it. They will like to study the astronomy and they will talk about the astronomy with us. That more and more people like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So indeed, our FAST telescope has bring great changes to local people's life and also increase the children's interest to the astronomy. It's quite a difference happened in here. Right now we are inside the control center of the FAST telescope, and here are some scientists. They are processing the data collected by our FAST telescope. Miss Yao, could you please tell us something about our control center?
Yes. Now we are in the control center of our FAST telescope. It's just like our brain, so you can see anything about our telescope. You can see the screen. It's about the observation plan of our telescope, what we are doing now and what we'll do next. Of course, you can see the state of our telescope, like the cable-driven parallel robot, the feed support system, and the active reflector system. About this part, you can see the feed support system, the state of the feed support system, and the electricity state. Also, you can see this part of our center is about the observation plan. And sometimes we can see the real-time data from our feed receivers. And this part of our center is about the active reflector. You can see the states of every actuators and the state of our reflector and some measurement system. Also, you can see here.
Wow, so much computers here is indeed the brain of our FAST telescope. It is said our FAST telescope is the world's largest telescope and the most sensitive one. So what's our significance towards the scientific researches and the observation of the universe?
Okay, so first we want to build the largest radio telescope because there are two important things for a radio telescope. One is the sensitivity and one is the resolution. And the sensitivity is about how weak signal can you get, and resolution is about how clearly you can see from the signals. So that we want to build the most sensitivity telescope. And because of our telescope has the most sensitivity in the world, so we can see many weak signals. We can get many weak signals that other radio telescope cannot get, such as some new pulsars, and we already got more than 600 new pulsars. Also, we have another very hot spot in the radio astronomy. It's about the fast radio burst. Because our very high sensitivity of our telescope, so we detect the only one in the world about the repeated fast radio burst. So that's very important for the astronomers to understand why there has a fast radio burst and how does it works.
So our main focus is about the detection of the fast radio bursts and the pulsars. So can you use a specific example to tell us more details about how fast a telescope can see, how far?
Yes, our telescope has very high sensitivity. We know that it's about the 2.5 times of the Arecibo. I can show you a very small example about the faster detected a millisecond pulsar in 2017. That's the first millisecond pulsar of our telescope. And but we can't detect it. We cannot detect it from other radio telescope in the world to confirm it. Yes, at last week it was confirmed by a gamma data. It's not from the radio range, is from the gamma data that's confirmed the millisecond pulsar. I think it's a good example for it because other radio telescopes in the world cannot detect it because it's very weak signal.
So could you tell us more details about the cooperation between our FAST telescope program and with foreign scientists?
Yes, we have many scientific proposal from other countries, and also we have many international cooperation. For example, Professor Li Di has many cooperation and they had a very good scientific research from this. And also from last year we opened our telescope to all of the world. So from then on there are more than 156 fewer observation proposal were supported by our telescope, and it's about 27 proposals from 14 countries of the world. So I think there will be more and more foreigner astronomers will come here and set their proposal to use our telescope.
So what's our future plan, goals to developing our FAST telescope?
So first of all, we need to operate and develop our telescope. First, we should maintain it and we operate it to ensure our telescope will have an efficient observation. And then we will expand some functions and performance of our telescope. Maybe there will be more and more scientific result from it. And also we encourage more and more foreigners to use our telescope, and we encourage some international cooperation to get more and more scientific result from our telescope.
Thank you, Ms. Xiao. Thank you. Because the FAST works 24/7, it is expected to generate a huge amount of data. How are these data stored, processed, and analyzed? We visited a lab in Guiyang a few days ago to decode the answer. Check it out. I'm now inside the State Key Laboratory of Public Big Data of Guizhou University. This lab aims to better process the data collected by the FAST telescope. And today we are very happy to have Professor Wang Qi, head of the Computing Center of Guizhou University, to tell us more details about this lab. Professor Wang, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hello everyone, I'm Wang Qi.
So could you please tell us more details about this lab? For example, like when did we start to build this lab and what's our aims to build this lab?
Of course, the joint lab was founded in December 2021 after 3 months of our State Key Laboratory of Public Big Data being approved by our country. Our university is always keeping a good cooperative relationship with national astronomical observatories. Combined with the talent advantage of Guizhou University, we make better use of FAST, a large scientific device, to develop astronomical big data science for human future. So, the two academic institutions established a joint laboratory together.
So could you please tell us more details about this platform?
Yes. This is our supercomputing platform of public big data lab, including 1,264 CPU cores. And the number of the GPU is 26 with 1 PB storage. The platform can calculate 433 trillion times in 1 second.
Wow, the computers in our computing center is really fast indeed. So how can we achieve the storage and analyze of the data collected by our FAST telescope?
Okay, I think I can answer this question from 3 aspects. Firstly is how to get the data. Of course, the astronomical data is obtained by the FAST, and every month can produce about 1 PB data. The second is how to save the data. Those astronomical data are saved by the high density, big capacity, easy to replicate storage service. The most important thing is how to analyze those data. Usually we need to clean, process, and refine data because most of the data are useless. After that, we can get the available data. Furthermore, we will adopt data mining, artificial intelligence, and big data terminology to calculate what we want. As I told just now, FAST has many storage services. Those data via service stations are transmitted through the National Astronomical Observatory. Every astronomical laboratories around the world can apply for the data through the FAST official website.
So what's our results that we have achieved and what's the function of those results?
Yes, at present we found some suspect puzzles by analyzing astronomical data. This discovery can help us to promote the developments in the dense matter physics area. In addition, the puzzle radiation is periodic, and its periodic stability is comparable to that of automatic clocks. This natural could development puzzles a clock for timing and positioning.
So what's our future plan in upgrading our ability in processing the data collected by the FAST telescope?
Yeah, in the future we are expected to establish the data line and disk area service and optimize the big data access mechanism, making the data transmissions, storage, and invocation more optimized, and helping astronomical data mining and utilization through the big data terminology. Besides, we will promote the metaverse terminology to astronomical. For example, exploring the starry sky by VR. In addition, we will combine artificial intelligence and image recognition terminology with puzzle single screening to facilitate the discovery of weak single puzzles in the future.
Our work in developing the computing center is quite tremendous. Thank you, Professor Wang. And through today's visit, we have a better understanding of the faster telescope, and also we see that tremendous work done by scientists all over the world to better expand humans' understanding of the universe. That's all for today's Xinhua Live. If you like our show, please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.